Okay, so this morning my neighbor just kind of casually mentioned to me that she wanted to get rid of the travel trailer she had parked in her yard. So within a couple of hours of her saying so, I had it parked in my yard. So that was easier said than done, actually, because there were no wheels on it at all. This morning, I had to scavenge up the two wheels I put on it, even though it's supposed to have four. And actually, it wouldn't have been able to take the others anyway because this axle, maybe it could have gotten three. But the fourth one, I don't know what happened to it. She said she was driving it on the dirt road when it broke. So, and you can see it backing it into this spot actually dug up the dirt pretty well, and even dragging it over from my next door neighbor's house. Fortunately, it didn't have to go very far. You could see it dug two pretty good trenches as I dragged it over here. But it made it, and it must be pretty solid because it was a little bit more violent than you would want it to be. And yet she seemed to survive pretty well and stay pretty intact. It seems to have a pretty solid frame under it. So you can see the hub on this side like it's supposed to have on the other side. And I don't know exactly what happened to that. But it's your basic travel trailer. It's what you would expect to see, just your standard stuff. A little hangout area there, and a bed and sink and working stove. And I don't know how much of this stuff works. I know the stove, when I turned it on, gas came out, so the stove probably works. Have no idea about this refrigerator. Don't know if it works. I assume this is either DC or propane, or possibly it's both. I'll have to check and see if it works. And, it's got a bathroom and everything as well, although I'm not sure why the toilet has all the writing on it saying not to use it. But we'll have to look in to see what's going on there. Everything, though, looks to be pretty well intact. And again, I said it's had a pretty rough ride from next door, so everything seems to have held together pretty well. So again, must be pretty solid. Needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but other than that, it's in pretty good shape. At least it is inside. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, whether I'm going to keep it as is, whether maybe I'll gut it and turn it into a studio or workshop, or just keep it as sort of a guest house. Not really sure. I guess I could possibly repair it to make it roadworthy again and actually use it as a trailer. I'm not sure how viable an option that is. Buying the wheels for it and tires, probably no problem. And this side, the wheel turns and seems to be okay. So maybe this side's okay. Maybe the other side can just be repaired. I've never really dealt with that kind of axle before, so I have no idea what kind of damage was done, how it actually broke, whether there was bolts or whether a weld broke. I don't really know how that was put together, but obviously all that's left here is this little backing plate, which you can see got dug into the ground pretty well as I backed it into its current location. So I don't know, maybe somebody can tell me in the comments if it's worth trying to repair this axle by, maybe you can tell by looking, or maybe it's just worth replacing the axle if I'm going to do something with it. Or maybe I'll just take the wheels off and put it up on blocks and use it as a spare room for one purpose or another. So haven't really decided, but for a free trailer, I think it's a pretty good score.